Welcome to Trendsetter Crypto TV. This is your boy Solo, your gracious host. Guys, today we're going to do a different video. I want to talk about something that doesn't get talked enough about, okay? We're going to talk about the pitfalls of the cryptocurrency community, how you can avoid it, or how you can learn from it. And listen, guys, everybody in crypto goes eventually through some of the things that we're going to talk about. And I think I'm going to make this into a series, okay? Now, guys, this video is inspired by this post that you see right here on the screen by Confessions on X. Now, I follow this because these are anonymous stories of people in crypto telling their stories about losses, wins, or even some shady like devs or, crypto coin creators, that post their stories. Now, we don't know if they're fake or not, but I like to think that there is reality in these stories because a lot of them are relatable, like this one, okay? Let me read it. Started my crypto journey right before ICO mania in 2017. Borrowed money from friends and family. Nearly 20x my capital before round tripping. Everything to zero. Mind you, I was full-time in uni and full-time crypto. LOL, or LOL, as they say in London. Pandemic came and 30x my gov stimulus before round tripping to zero. Since last cycle, I've been working full-time in crypto, earning a very modest salary. Put every penny of my earnings in crypto. Yet I'm completely sidelined because I've round-tripped all my gains since March. With all the money I owe friends and family, I'm on the brink of quitting Web3 for good. I'd rather clean toilets at this point and forget this space existed. Guys, I'm going to keep it real with y'all. Crypto, right? A lot of people, especially the first cycle, they're not 90% of people, 80 to 90% of people are not going to make money in the first cycle. The second cycle usually is where a lot of people that I know became thousandaires and millionaires, right? And then the third cycle, by that time, people are seasoned. In my opinion, and people may disagree, but I think for people to fully maximize their profits, they need to go through one bull run season and one bear market season. And when I say they go through one bear market season, I mean like that they're still active in the community. They're still doing the research. They're still buying coins, this and that, okay? What happens is that a lot of people don't take profit. And there's a reason why I talk about taking profit all the time. If you've been watching me the last 2 years, even during the bear market, I'm talking about taking profit, okay? Even, now I'm talking about taking profit, even though, the bull run is just like the mania part. We're just starting. I know a lot of people think we're like full blown in there. I personally think that we have minimum another 3 months, maximum 6 months. But that's neither here or there, right? At this moment. Why am I talking about this? I'm talking about this because when you get into crypto, most people get into the space, right? And a lot of people get into the space because they heard about it from a friend, okay? They heard about it from a friend. They saw a friend do well. And now all of a sudden they want to get into the space, right? And I've had so many phone calls of people that, they're like, hey, man, how do I get this Shiba Inu? I remember back in 2021, right? Before SHIB was even what it is today. But this was 2021 in the summer. I had a friend at the time text me saying, hey, where can I buy Shiba Inu? Because a buddy of mine told me it would go to $1. This was in 2021. This was before I even heard about all the prophetic intel and before I had my dream and all of that, okay? Before all of the visions, all of that, okay? And I know this buddy that was asking me about can Shiba Inu hit $1 at the time. I know he didn't understand crypto whatsoever. So what I did is I got on the phone with him. We talked for 45 minutes, right? And I explained to my buddy what tokenomics are, right? And by tokenomics, you guys know I'm talking about market cap. I'm talking about volume. I'm talking about circulating supply, total supply, max supply. So we're talking for 45 minutes, and I'm explaining to him what it would take for Shiba Inu to get to $1. Okay, and then we had a good conversation, and whatnot, because he heard it from somebody else, right? And see, at that point is you have to understand, guys, that there are a lot of people that come into the space. They hear about a coin going up. Remember, Doge went up, this and that. When Doge is about to hit $1, they hear about, oh man, Dogecoin went up, but I'm not in Dogecoin, right? And so what happens, of course, is people look for the next coin. Well, Shiba Inu hasn't hit $1. Shiba Inu hasn't even hit a penny. Let me get into SHIB, right? But the problem is that people get into the space and they don't even understand the basics of tokenomics, the nuances of that. And most people don't even think about it. They just think that, hey, somebody told me that if I put $100 in, it'll turn into $1 million when it when it hits $1. And that's not always necessarily the case, because we know that for SHIB to hit $1, there's gonna be certain things that need to be in place. For example, you're gonna need a burning mechanism, which we hope Shibarium will do. You're going to need frenzied buying, or you're gonna need catalysts like a country coming into the space like Turkey, buying up a large supply, or God himself doing something that I can't even think of that will cause SHIB to go to $1, right? I mean, you guys get the point. What I'm trying to say is there's going to be different factors, right? And the reason I bring this up, and welcome to the Wave podcast, by the way. This is the podcast where we talk about crypto, but from a personal perspective, right? The reason I bring this up is a lot of people, and I've seen this before, they will, come into the space and they just want to know where to buy a coin or what is the play. And these people are already doomed for failure. Because I remember also in 2021, right? I had a buddy of mine who wanted to get into crypto. His girlfriend was in it. And I found it funny because why are you asking me about getting into crypto? You got a girlfriend that can school you, right? And I remember this. So I told this buddy, this was at the time when ADA was at around $2 or so, right? $2, $3. Yeah, right. I think it was near the top. Yeah, no, this was like near the top. So I told my buddy, and the same thing. I was trying to teach him about, hey, ADA could go to $6. At the time, I thought ADA could go to $6. It didn't. This was 2021. And I was told him, hey, you got to hodl. You got to hodl. What happened was when ADA dropped 40% or 50%, this buddy panicked of mine and he sold. And I told him that, you're not supposed to sell like when it drops. But you know what? He listen, he lost 50% of his investment. And I think that, he thought it was going to go to zero, right? And we know in crypto that if something drops 50%, it doesn't mean that it's dead, right? It can go back up again. I mean, you look at ADA now, it hasn't been $3 since its previous all-time high, but that doesn't mean that ADA can't go back up to that price point or even exceed it. If you look at where ADA is at right now, ADA is up 98%, nearly 100% for the year, 114% in the last 90 days, 106% for the last month, okay? Why am I bringing this up? I'm bringing this up because you're going to see a lot of people in the next, from here to, 2026, within the next 18 months, you're going to see a lot of people come into the space. And these people, all they will care about is what coin should I buy? And some of these people are going to panic when something drops 20 or 30%. And I think that out of the people, and I'm just speculating, I think that only 30% of these people will actually take the effort to learn more about crypto beyond the basics, more than just, circulating supply and total market cap and stuff like that, right? because this market is not for the faint of heart. Imagine, you don't understand this market and you put, a substantial amount of money in, right? And then within 2 days, you see it drop 50%. A lot of people mentally can't handle that. It's just not. And that's why I say that for people to really become successful in crypto, you need to go through a full bull cycle and a full bear cycle. Because what happens is that a lot of people get in during the bull cycle and they're bullish and they're happy and they're like, woo, right? And then what happens is when the bear cycle comes, it breaks people. And that's why you see so many people that don't like crypto. The same people in the bulls, and I've seen it, the same people that you see in the bull cycle that were Mr. Crypto number one, and they're always talking about crypto to everybody. They're always bullish, this and that. As soon as the bear cycles hits, those are the people that say, man, forget crypto, I'm never doing it again. Because it traumatizes people. Let's just be honest, okay? And the people that overcome are the people that learn from it, the people that understand, okay, I understand this market now. It's volatile. That's what it is. It's volatile, right? And there'll be a day soon, it won't be this cycle, it might not even be next cycle, but there'll be a day where the crypto market will stabilize and it won't be the wild, wild west as we know it to be now. But by the time that it does, crypto will not be what we know it to be today. You feel me? And why am I bringing this up? I'm bringing this up because when this person, right, has been in since 2017 and he's never taken profits, ever. That is insane to me, okay? Now, I'll be honest with you. 2017, I didn't take profits because I didn't really, I didn't understand the forever that crypto bull runs cause. And by forever, I'm talking about the people just, rushing in, Coinbase being locked out, this and that, okay? 2021, I took profits, right? I made some good calls. I got out of SafeMoon, but, I made 4X on SafeMoon, sold 90% of my bag. I came out in profit on SafeMoon. I did great, took some profits, right? Biggest mistake was not taking enough profits. Empire Token, for example, put in, a substantial amount. It went up 25x, and now that 25x is worth nothing, okay? By the way, screw Dula. So I've done some positives and I've done some negatives. And why do I bring this up? I bring this up because of the fact that a lot of people, right? For some of you watching this is going to be your second cycle, right? Some of you, this is going to be your third. And then we even have people here, this is going to be your fourth cycle, right? And I think that the people that are the smartest in this space are people that have already gone through at least one cycle. Because you need to go through one full cycle. And I'm not just talking a bull run, but I'm also talking about a bear market, right? And when I say you went through the bear market, I'm not saying like you didn't you didn't follow crypto at all. Like I'm talking about you're still doing research, you're still looking at coins, you are still active. Because what I found is the people that tend to be active just as much as they were active in a bull cycle as they are in a bear cycle, those are the ones that ended up becoming millionaires following cycles. Why? Because they had to learn. And if they didn't become millionaires, they took substantial profits, right? So typically, on average, like I said, it takes 2 to 3 cycles from what I've seen for people to really get hundreds of thousands of dollars in profits or get into the millionaire group, right? And I'm saying this because don't be the person that this is your second cycle or God forbid, your third cycle, and you're not taking any profits, right? Even during a bear market, I remember, I've been talking to different people. I've been taking profits, right? Because one thing is, people might say, why are you taking profits? Because I got into some coins so early, like Shiba Inu, for example, right? I was in SHIB since April of 2021. I was dollar cost averaging all throughout. My average was probably 33, right? But even though SHIB is at a 24, even when if I were to take profits sometime, I'm still up. Why am I up? Because I've been buying SHIB for so long, whether SHIB was at 33 or whether SHIB was at 12 or when SHIB was at 7, remember? I've been dollar cost averaging SHIB till then, right? But most of the SHIB that I bought was in the 33 range. I'm going to just be honest, okay? But when you figure out the median range, I'm still up. Okay? And so the reality is that people have to understand the reason why I always talk about taking profits, having a plan, is because a lot of people have a number in mind, but then they never hit that number. Okay? And this is why you have to have a strategy in place that, you have to have multiple strategies. And you guys know I'm not a financial advisor, but I think it's good to have multiple strategies. It's kind of like Doctor Strange in the Avengers. Remember when Doctor Strange is just, got his eyes closed and he's looking at like millions of scenarios, right, on how to defeat Thanos? And there was only one strategy that worked out of the millions that Doctor Strange saw, okay? But I will say this. This is not like, a life or death situation. Well, for some people it may be. But what I'm trying to say is, and not to minimize it, is that in crypto, you don't need to have a million strategies, right? If you have a solid strategies, right, you have a scenario that is very conservative, right? Meaning that, you have realistic price taking point strategies. Then you have a scenario that's very bullish. And then you have a scenario that's uber bullish, right? Now, if you have 3 scenarios, that should be good enough, right? And some people might say that's overkill, this and that, but you should. The problem that happens is people have a plan, and this happened to me in 2021, and where you have a plan, but then you get greedy, or somebody gets into your ear. Right? I remember 2021, there was this one brother I was talking to about Shiba Inu. And man, if y'all heard the conversation, y'all would think we were crazy because he was giving me price points that were insane to me. And then, and this was before I even heard about the prophetic stuff. And then when I heard about the prophetic stuff, the prophetic intel, and it matches what this brother was telling me. Now, mind you, this brother wasn't a prophet or anything. He was just telling me stuff. And then I just, I went crazy. Now, I did take profits on SHIB, but not as much as I should have, right? And so the thing about this is, what am I saying is this. If you have a strategy, do not let your emotionalism, your euphoria, do not let people gas you to the point that you know what I'm saying? You don't take profits. I always tell the story, share the story about Maurice, right? Just actor Maurice Johnson, who's actually, for those who know him, he's an actor. He's part of my Trendsetter group, right? Now, Maurice, shout out to him, he bought Theta, and he's been in Theta since 2019, when Theta was like, 7 cents, less than that. He got in early. This was when Theta was the wave, right? And he sold the top. He sold at like $15, okay? And I remember there were people in our Telegram group telling him not to do it, telling him that he was crazy, that Theta was going to go to $100, telling him that, Theta is going to be the new Ethereum, telling him, and it caused like an uproar in the group. It did. Like, people just got belligerent, right? And I even remember a brother telling me, Solo, I feel sad, man. This brother's cashing out too early. But guess what? Maurice already went through a bull cycle at that time, and he went through a bear market. And Maurice understood the market because he had been through a full cycle to the point that he understood that, this is the top. And I have enough money where I can utilize this money and pay off some bills. Guess what? All those people that said Maurice was tripping this and that, they ended up with egg on their face. Some of them told me like, yo, tell Maurice like, I'm sorry, reached out, salute to them. We brought him back into the fold. And some of these brothers, they didn't apologize. I don't know. Maybe they did to Maurice behind the scenes. I don't know. But they didn't apologize. And they ended up with egg in the face. They didn't, because they're the ones who thought Theta was going to go to $150, $300, and they didn't take any profit. And I remember when Maurice was like, yo, man, I didn't know would cause such an uproar, right? And this is another reason why I say this, man. You don't tell people when you're going to take profit or this and that, because if Maurice hadn't taken that profit, he would have been just like them other cats with egg on his face. But because he stood 10 toes down, because he had already been through a bull run and a bear market, and he was experienced, and those other brothers were not, he stood 10 toes down and he came out on top. And so it's very easy. What I'm trying to say, it's very easy, right, to stand on your convictions, and then you're asking people for advice, and the masses mislead you, right? It's very easy to do that. And I remember when Maurice came and said, "Yo, am I tripping about wanting to take profits?" I'm like, "No, you got to do what you got to do." And I thought about it to myself. And I said, is he taking profits too early or no? And I thought about it to myself and I said, no, because eventually, even let's say those guys are right, that Theta's going to rip up to $100 or whatever, eventually it'll come down again. And guess what? You know what? Maurice came out right, because Theta is now $1.50. Theta hasn't hit $15 since 2021. And do I think Theta will hit its previous all-time high? I think it will. I think Theta will even go to $20, but I don't think Theta will go to $150 this cycle. No, it's not. Because Theta's buzz is even worse now than it was back then. Theta had a buzz, but because of the delays and the hype has died down a lot, okay? So what am I saying? I'm saying that, hey guys, do not let people influence your decision to take profit. Listen, like Denzel Washington says, I'm from around the way. I'm leaving with something, okay? I'd rather you leave with something than with nothing. Because here's the thing. Even if you feel like, man, I took profit too soon, at least you're leaving with something than nothing. There are people in 2021 that left with nothing. They didn't leave with nothing. They could have left with $500,000. They could have left with $250,000 or $100,000. They didn't leave with anything. And that's how you get to this confession. And guys, even with me, I'll sit here and I'll make profit. Even with me, let's say I say a price and you're like, that price is too high, Solo. Don't let, even with when I say something, influence your decision in regards to your conviction or a price point. So for example, let's say I say Ethereum is going to hit 20,000. But for you, it's beneficial to take profit at 10,000. Don't let my 20,000 prediction hold you back from taking profit at 10,000. Because here's the thing. A lot of people think that taking profit only means that you have to cash out everything. No, if you have an Ethereum bag, even if you don't have a full Ethereum, you can cash out 50% of what you own. But what happens is, let's be honest, we get greedy because we feel like the money isn't enough, right? And it's crazy because for some of us, we look at our portfolios and it's the most money we've ever had in our lives, but it's not enough. And I've seen it. People with $500,000 in their portfolio, I've seen this, but it's not enough. But you've never had $500,000 in your damn life. You know what I mean? Like, how is it not enough money? So here's the crazy part, right? You got a guy with $500,000 in your portfolio. You don't have to cash out everything. Take out 50 thou or 100 thou. But what happens is people get greedy. And guys, listen, I'm gonna confess, I've been there. I'm not gonna be a hypocrite. I've been there where I've been greedy too. Thank God it wasn't with SafeMoon. But you know what I'm saying? But I've been there. We've all been there. Listen, in crypto, right? The people that are seasoned if they keep it real with you, are people that have lost money in this space, or people that haven't taken profit when they should have taken profit in the space, or people that have experienced both. Now, there are going to be people that say, oh, I've never been in those two situations. Okay, then either you are the Nancy Pelosi of crypto or you capping. Because real ones, every real one in the space has either not taken profit when they should have, or they've lost money, or both. And I'm gonna keep it real. And see, this is why, as a content creator, I'm not afraid to admit that. I know that it's taboo to do so in the crypto community, because people don't want to follow somebody who's admit to losing money before, or rug pull. This is the nature of the beast. This is the nature of the game, right? This is just it. And I know people don't want to hear that. But for me personally, my authenticity is all I got in this space. That's all I got, bro. I'm not no master trader. I'm not some guru that has some, mystical sage knowledge when it comes to trading or chart reading. No, bro, my authenticity is all I got. And that's why people have been rocking with me since 2017. You got people that have been rocking with me since 2017. Because my authenticity, that's all I got. I've taken L's. Even this year. You know what I'm saying? This year, one of my Solana wallets got hacked, right? I lost so many good soul meme coins. I lost Silly Dragon. I lost Harambe, Dog with Hat. I lost a lot of bread, right? Even when you look at with the Digimon Rabbit situation last year, right? I lost some money on that too, because I was following what I thought was prophetic intel, right? So when I look at this stuff, at the end of the day, you can look at certain situations and say, man, I lost money because of somebody gave me wrong information, or my homie told me this coin was gonna pop and it didn't. Guess what? At the end of the day, the onus of responsibility comes to me. Because I can be mad at whoever I want to be mad at because I lost money on fun token or whatever, money on this token, whatever. It doesn't matter. You have to take responsibility for your choices. And the main important part is that you learn. Put $300 in Cliff, never seen it again. Facts. Right? But you're not going to hear a lot of YouTubers make videos like this where they're going to tell you, yo, I put $300 in Cliff and I lost. You're not going to hear that. Why? Because it's not good for business. It's not good for business. Right? A lot of YouTubers will tell you, oh, man, bro, I got into, I got into Ethereum when it was 50 cents. But they're not going to tell you that they were also in Einsteinium when it was like 5 cents and they lost, a bunch of, they're not going to tell you that. And the reality is that I stand tall on my wins, but I also stand tall when it comes to my losses. And the funny part is, the losses are when people get mad the most. See, when it's the W's, nobody wants to talk. Like, it's going to be a couple people, but when it's the losses, all of a sudden you see people come out the woodwork that you didn't even know watch your channel. You're like, yo, who are you? Like, I ain't never seen you around before. Yeah, man, you said to get this Digimon rabbit. I got the rabbit, and the rabbit died. And you'd be like, yo, who is this guy? I ain't never. Facts. Because listen, this is a community, bro. Like, I know people that watch my channel. Shadow Zulu been with me for a minute. Facts. Pro Style been with me for a minute. Eman Perry. Captain Cisco, Maurice, like there's a bunch of people that I know have been with me for years. So when I see their names in chats, I know who they are. But there be some people coming through like Pog Lover 1234, and I'm like, yo, I ain't never seen you before, bro. And I'm not saying that he ain't telling the truth, but it's just like, it'd be like, yo, where were you during the good times? Here's Clifford Inu. This coin isn't even available anymore, bro. So why am I making this video? I want to get you guys psychologically prepared, right? That you have to have a strategy, a plan in place, and don't let people influence you from missing out on profits, bro. Don't let that greed influence you. And I got to remind myself too, because listen, man, I got dreams too, bro. I got mansion dreams and Lambo dreams, and me and my wife on a private jet dreams. I got those dreams. There's nothing wrong with having dreams like that. Be honest with yourself, right? God wants us to live all a good life. There's nothing wrong with that, right? But here's the thing, you have to have a strategy in place. And guys, I'm telling you right now, I can assure you, from now within to the next 18 months, you're gonna see something unprecedented in the crypto community. I assure you guys, I can promise you this. If you thought 2021 was crazy, you thought 2017 was crazy, listen, 2025 is going to be something in crypto. It's going to be one for the history books. They're going to make documentaries about it. Facts. And I'm telling you guys now, I've seen this even in 2021 where I saw people just lose their minds. And I'm telling people, yo, take profit, even like on an individual level. And people wouldn't listen to me. You got $500,000 in your portfolio. Take profit. And then people ended up negative, in debt. And then you're like, how? And then people are just decimated. They lost the money. Now they don't have faith in crypto. They don't even want to hear about crypto. You bring up crypto to them, they're looking at you like, ugh, right? And I know some of you guys, same thing. Like, the one friend I told about ADA about, and then it dropped 50% in a couple days. But you guys want to hear the crazy part? Some of those people, right, that were Mr. Crypto in the bull run and then the bear market, they left. When Bitcoin hits 130,000 or 150,000 and they see their friends pulling up in that skirt, right? They see their friends talking about, yo, you got to get into Shiba Inu. I just made $500,000 off Shiba Inu. I put $100 in back in November 2024, and that $100 of Shiba Inu now is worth $500,000. This is sometime in 2025, right? And you know what? They're going to know that to be true because they know that friend that is talking like that was always the friend struggling to have money. Now they pulling up in a skirt with a girl that flirt. And the rims look berserk, and you're like, wow. Chale, how did you get this money, yo? Chale, who did you rob, Chale? You gonna be talking like your uncle from Ghana. Facts. Chale, how did you get this money? Who did you rob? Huh? Chale, tell me the truth. Uncle Fufu. Listen, I put $100 into Shiba Inu, it turned into $500,000. And you know what's going to happen? The people that see this, they're going to jump into the market and they're going to jump in head first because they're going to see something that they've never seen before. And I'm telling you this, guys. I'm telling you this. Don't be that person that you lose your mind in the euphoria because listen, I've been there. Like I said, 2021, I took profit, but I should have taken more, right? And the thing is this, whether it's myself, and you guys know me, I'm a very, I'm loud. I come from a loud family. We speak loud, okay? My voice carries. It's always been like that, right? I'm gonna tell you guys this, when things get really, really crazy, you may not see me on YouTube. And that's the reason why you won't see me on YouTube. The reason why my phone might be off is because I might have to calm down. That's why you guys always hear me say, yo, very calm stream, right? Always talking calm because when I know I'm calm, it's like, okay, cool. Everything is cool, right? I know my voice is getting loud now. It's like, okay, cool. We're at 90,000. That's cool. When you start hearing me just start yelling in videos, like you remember in 2021, when I was just yelling for 45 minutes straight, right? In these Patreon videos, they'll tell you 45 minutes of just me yelling. Like, yo, we're going to the... That's when it's going to be like, yo, I need to take time for myself. Because, see, guys, one thing you have to do is you have to mentally prepare your spirit, too, for what's to come, right? The fear to greed index is at a 90 right now. We're probably going to dip some, who knows? Because typically when it's at a 90, it can't stay at a 90 forever, right? That's just what it is, you know? And I need people to understand, like, we're in a situation where, things are about to get hectic in crypto. And don't let your greed be the undoing of it. And even if you hear me say crazy numbers, I want you to look at it and say, okay, this is Solo's, what he stands for. But remember, my bag is not your bag. Let me say that again. My bag is not your bag. So what that mean? What that mean is you're going to have a profit strategy for your bag. Now, if you're going off of prophetic intel, then you got to stand on faith. You got to stand on faith. If you're going off of, tokenomics, then you got to stand on math. Okay? If you're going off of a little bit of both, then you stand on faith and math. You know what I mean? But I hope more faith than math. But the point I'm trying to make is that you have a plan, and also that your plan is, like I said, you have multiple strategies. Don't be the person that you only have one strategy. What's that? The moon strategy. Because that's for beginners, right? The beginner comes in, he's the guy, like I said earlier, that's told that, hey, Shiba Inu is $100, it can turn into $1 million. And that's not to say that it can't, because it can if you have faith and patience. But for most of us, we don't have that patience. So here's the reality. Dollar cost average, right? Having a strategy, dollar cost average in, dollar cost average out. That's a great strategy. I want to read this Bible verse to close this out. Ecclesiastes 5:10. Whoever loves money never has enough. Whoever loves wealth is never satisfied with their income. This too is meaningless. Why am I applying this to this podcast? Because what happens, and this has happened to me in crypto, and this has happened to some people too, is that you will see your portfolio at a number, right? Maybe 100,000, 250,000, 500,000, or even, $1 million. Your portfolio will reach a number that you've never had in your life before. Right? And when I say had in your life, I'm talking about you've never had 100,000 in your bank account before, or 500,000 in your bank account before, or 500,000 in cash, whatever, right? And here's the thing. What are you doing this for? What are your motives? Look, guys, I told you I have, private jet dreams. Me and my wife on a private jet, her looking scrumptious, us going to Italy or St. Lucia, or Ghana, wherever we're going, right? Or, retiring my mom, buying a house, right? I mean, I have dreams, right? And some people say, well, those dreams are good. Part of the dreams too is not a dream, but a purpose is I want to do what God wants me to do. The purpose that I'm here for, which is, regardless of my dreams, that is always should be number one, is the purpose, which is to work for the kingdom in whatever capacity or whatever that looks like, what God has for me, whatever that looks like, right? But that doesn't mean you can't have your dreams, because it is what it is. You can still work for the kingdom and still have your dreams, because sometimes some of them you go hand in hand. But what I'm saying is that you have to understand, what are you doing this for? Are you doing this to retire? Are you doing this to make some extra money? Are you doing this because you want to have a private jet and help people that are disenfranchised, help people that are financially illiterate, help your friends and family become wealthy, become a steward of wealth for the kingdom, whatever your motive is, right? Because the reality is not everybody in crypto is here for honorable reasons. Let's just be real. There's a lot of scoundrels. There's a lot of scammers. There's a lot of people that love money, and there's a lot of people that are willing to do whatever it takes to eat and steal money and etc. Scammers are going to be around. And I'm saying this, that when you get to a position where you are seeing profit, this and that, I'm saying don't become so greedy where it's not enough. And don't fall in love with it. Because guys, listen, there are some people that, all they talk about is crypto, right? I know I talk about crypto, but I'm talking about like people that's just their whole life. They don't have anything outside of crypto. You know what I'm saying? The reality is too, guys, is that don't become obsessed with the market, because it's very easy to become obsessed. And let's keep it real. How many of us have been in, even this week, where we see Bitcoin going up to 90,000? How many of us have looked at our wallets every hour? How many of us have looked at our wallets every 30 minutes, every 10 minutes? Right? Don't forget, guys, that life is still going to happen. I mean, yes, be locked in. But what I'm trying to say is this, like, if you walking away with something, and let's say it's not $1 million, let's say it's not even $500,000, let's say you walking away with 50 grand or something. I'd rather you walk away with 50 grand than be this guy and walk away with nothing. Because the crypto is going to be beyond, it's going to be beyond just making money and taking profits. Web3, right? He talks about Web3 is here to stay. Donald Trump, you guys know, the president of the United States, has said that he's going to make Bitcoin a reserve currency. Bitcoin ain't going nowhere. Crypto is not going nowhere. And the last thing I want to see is somebody getting out of the space because they didn't make the money, because they didn't cash out. Because it's going to come to a point where that meme that says that, you don't have to cash out, Morpheus and Neo, that meme is going to become true. There's going to come a day in crypto very soon, I believe within the next 10 years, I can see it, where you'll never have to cash out your crypto for profits. Matter of fact, it would be foolish to do so, because your crypto is going to be more valuable than cash. Bitcoin right now, the price is worth a supercar. When we get to 130, 150, it'll be worth a small house in Alabama or Mississippi. When Bitcoin gets to $250,000, you can buy a starter house. When Bitcoin gets to $500,000, you can buy a house almost anywhere in America, and so forth. Right? So I want people to really be mindful. We're going to talk about profits a lot, having a strategy, and this and that. And for some people, listen, I can't tell you what to do. Once again, I'm not a financial advisor. Everybody has a different number, yo. My number for Shiba Inu is not going to be your number. Your number for Solana is not going to be my number, right? So I want people to remember that at the end of the day, if you're in crypto right now and you've been in the space for a year or longer, you should be sitting down right now and making 3 profit strategies. One that is conservative, right? That's very conservative. One that is bullish, and then one that's super bullish. And then you should have 2 additional strategies as we continue to move through the markets, meaning that you have 2 adaptive strategies that you make. Because, guys, as I said, I think we have 3 to 6 months, and then we're going to cool off, and then we're going to pick up again. But I think within the next 18 months, so from here till 2026 sometime, right? It's going to be pandemonium. It's going to be insane. You're going to hear stories about people, cashing out their 401k, throwing it in crypto. People taking out their mortgage. I already saw threads like that earlier this year. Somebody sold their house and they bought Bitcoin. You're going to hear stories like that again. People pawning their wedding rings. I'm serious. Pawning their wedding rings so they can buy crypto. It's going to be insane. And the best thing you can do is, when it comes down to that, is having the foresight and peace of mind to know that, hey, I got to stand strong. I got to stand on what I believe in. Anyway, guys, this is the Wave Podcast. I'm your gracious host, Solo. More to come, because, listen, it's going to get crazy, okay? It's going to get wild. And I'm out. Peace.